Hey, the Mad Hermit here, and in this video we're going to talk about smelting. Smelting is the process of extracting metal from ore, and that's accomplished by heating the ore to a high temperature, liquefying the metal, and pouring that into a cast or mold. As in all crafting, you're going to need 4 basic components to successfully cast a mold. You're going to need the proper table, in this case the smelting table. You're going to need the proper tools. In this case, you're going to need smelting tongs and the mold you want to pour the metal into. And you're going to need 1 or more resources to accomplish this task. In this case, it's going to be a combination of iron in some form and coal. Now let's take a moment to look at this crafting station more closely to get a better understanding as to why we need the various elements that we do. If you notice, the smelting crafting station has a furnace. That's why we need coal. We need something to burn. Above the furnace is a bucket. So we need something to melt in that bucket. We're going to put the iron ore in there, and we're going to use the smelting tongs to do that. So you have the resource that you need to put in there, and you have the tool that you're going to use to put that resource in or on the crafting station. And then finally you have this channel where when you're done melting the ore, you pour out the molten metal, and that's going to go into your mold, and that's why we need a mold. Alright, so let's get craft-a-lackin', or smelt-a-melting if you prefer. By my estimation, there are 17 different items you can craft on the smelting station. There might be more, but I've found 17 thus far. The first thing we're going to craft is an iron ingot. I already have the iron ingot mold on the table, as well as the smelting tongs. I'm going to drag a piece of coal and a piece of ore onto the table, just one of each, and hit craft. And now I have an iron ingot. To craft an iron bar, we're going to need to bring the iron bar mold onto the table. We still have the smelting tongs on the table, and an iron bar requires 4 pieces of iron ore and 1 piece of coal. Once all those components are on the table, we're going to hit the craft button, and voila, an iron bar. To build an iron lantern frame, we're going to need the lantern mold, 1 piece of coal to light the furnace, and 1 iron ingot. We already have the smelting tongs on the table, so we're good to go. To make wire, we're going to need the wire mold, the smelting tongs, 1 iron bar, and 1 lump of coal. And there's wire. To make an iron spearhead, we're going to need the smelting tongs, 1 lump of coal, 1 iron bar, and the spearhead mold, which is right about here. An iron sheet is made again with the smelting tongs, a sheet mold, 1 lump of coal, and 2 iron bars. Now the blade mold is the first mold we encounter where you can build different types of blades depending on the number of iron bars you use. All recipes require the smelting tongs, 1 chunk of coal, and either 1, 2, 3, or 5 iron bars. 1 iron bar will get you a dagger, an iron dagger blade. 2 iron bars will get you an iron short sword blade. 3 iron bars will get you an iron longsword blade. 5 iron bars will get you an iron two-handed sword blade. To craft a mace head, you'll need the mace head mold, the smelting tongs, 1 lump of coal, and 2 iron bars. This will produce an iron one-handed mace head. To produce an iron two-handed mace head, all the components are the same except for the number of iron bars. You'll be using 4 iron bars instead of 2. If war hammers are your thing, then you're going to want to get the hammerhead mold, a lump of coal, and 2 iron bars. This will produce an iron one-handed hammerhead. Using the same hammerhead mold, smelting tongs, and 1 lump of coal, and just bumping up the number of iron bars to 4 produces the iron two-handed hammerhead. And finally, if axes are your thing, you're going to need the axe head mold, the smelting tongs, a chunk of coal, and 2 iron bars to produce an iron one-handed axe blade. Using the same mold and throwing another lump of coal on the fire, 4 iron bars will yield 1 iron polearm blade. Repeating the process one final time with another lump of coal in the fire and the same mold, this time with 5 iron bars, will yield us an iron two-handed axe blade. Anyway, that's the end of this crafting video. I hope this gave you a good understanding of how crafting works currently in the pre-alpha 2 release. I'm sure there'll be more refinements, and I'm sure there's dozens of more recipes that you can do on this table and on others. And I hope I've given you a good foundation in which to jumpstart your creativity and discovery process. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps me a lot. If you have questions or comments, leave them below, and I'll see you next time.